Thinking about buying a second home or vacation property here in Utah? Well, regardless of whether you're looking for the snow-capped Rockies with the ski slopes, or if you're looking for the red rocks of southern Utah, I've got you covered. And ultimately, Utah has some of the greatest options available if you know where to look for them. But look, not every option is created equal. Some give you income potential or opportunities to rent the property out. Others provide unparalleled access to the outdoors, whether that's a national forest or a national monument or national park. Some of these places are absolutely breathtaking, and some of them are just a really great getaway where you can have peace and quiet and not run into a million people. And so in this video, I'm covering the 7 best places in Utah to buy a second home or a vacation home and what makes those places special, what type of homes you could expect to buy there. And so it's these 3 things combined that will determine what's the best place for you. And hey, as a longtime Utah resident and Utah native, Utah's not just a great place for your primary residence. It's a goldmine for vacation and second home buyers alike who want access to the stunning nature, outdoor, adventure, and year-round lifestyle perks. This video breaks down the top 7 locations that offer the best balance of both lifestyle and value, as well as other determining factors for long-term enjoyment for second homeowners here in the state of Utah. Okay, to kick this off, yes, I'm going to talk about the 7 places, but I'm also going to throw in the top 5 things you need to consider when buying these properties. And it's these 5 tips that really determine whether or not you're going to have a successful transaction or not. All right, so let's start talking about the different areas. Number 1, we're going to go with the obvious here, and that's Park City. So many people that purchase homes in Park City are doing so because it's a vacation home or a second home. In fact, the funny thing is I've looked at the population of Park City, and it sits just at about 8,000 residents. Now, if you drive through Park City, you'll think to yourself, there's no way there's only 8,000 people here. And you'd be right. There are so many thousands and thousands of people, more than what that shows. But the difference is these are full-time residents. Most people that live in this region have homes that are second homes or vacation homes, and they're not accounted for in that population. And so what brings people to Park City? It's world-class events, it's world-class options, including dining and resorts, and of course the skiing. Utah's greatest snow on earth attracts millions of people each and every year. And listen, Park City's not just a winter wonderland, it's actually a year-round experience. People come from all over the world to go mountain biking, fishing, adventuring through the Rocky Mountains. Regardless of what you're looking to do, Park City brings people year-round, and it's really one of those places that's breathtaking, not just the area within the city limits of Park City, but if you get out and adventure into the mountains and into the reservoirs, the lakes, the trails, the mountain biking, everything in between, this is what makes Park City so incredibly special. And if you're looking to purchase that second home in Park City, you're going to pay for it. Park City is the most expensive market here in the state of Utah, and you're going to have to be prepared to fork out a pretty penny for that vacation property. Now, yes, it is true. You can buy a nice townhome in the Park City area for about $800,000. You can get a property that's got a few bedrooms that you could call your headquarters or your home base as you're exploring the state of Utah. But if you're looking for a single family residence, something with a little more size to it, you're going to pay well north of $1 million. And the bottom line is, if you want luxury and lifestyle, Park City is Utah's crown jewel when it comes to those things. But like I said, it's also the most expensive on the list. Okay, number 2, let's move on to the opposite side of the state. We're going to go all the way down into the southwest corner of the state of Utah in a place known as St. George. And St. George has always been one of those places where people look to buy a second home in the state of Utah, or if you live in Idaho or other places, St. George has been a popular destination to not only visit during the wintertime, but definitely a place for people to purchase second homes or vacation homes. So what's the appeal to St. George? It's the outdoor lifestyle, it's the clean air, it's the warm weather, it's the national parks with Zion National Park and Bryce Canyon National Park just up the street, as well as so many other activities that you can do when you're living in and around the St. George area. One of my favorite things about St. George is the golf. The golf courses in St. George are breathtaking. You get that magical sense of balance between the green grass, the white sands, the black lava rock, and the red rock sandstone of southern Utah that we're so well known for. It's those color combinations on the golf course that just make it absolutely absolutely stunning. So if you're really into golfing, this is a premier destination. It may not be Scottsdale, Arizona, or one of the most famous courses across the country, but it's definitely world class. And while St. George has been a popular snowbird destination for decades, it's become so much more than that in recent years. But the home prices have reflected that as well. Home prices in the St. George area for a single family home are north of $600,000 for the median priced single family home. And there are so many properties that are priced at well over $2 million, $5 million, and even $10 million. This is a premier destination for people to get away when they've already made their money. It may not be the metropolitan area where you're going to move there to make your fortune, but it's definitely a place that you could easily spend it because the real estate prices and the luxury real estate in the St. George area is reflective of that. And so, like me, if you live in the Salt Lake City area or if you live up north in Idaho, St. George is a snowbird destination. It's a great place and a great escape during the wintertime, but it's also a year-round destination as well. All right, next up on the list is something I'm incredibly excited about, and that's Bear Lake. Bear Lake sits on the border of Utah and Idaho. The nickname for Bear Lake is the Caribbean of the Rockies. It's an absolutely breathtaking place with turquoise waters due to not only the limestone that lies beneath the soil, but also the algae that grows in the water itself. This is an absolutely breathtaking place to be, and it's an incredibly hot and popular place to be during the summer months especially. Now, personally, I've driven up to Bear Lake 3 times in the last 8 days as I have a massive project that I'm working on in this area, specifically geared towards second homes and vacation homes. I'll share a little bit more information about that, but I wanted to highlight that Bear Lake sits halfway in Utah, half in Idaho. So a lot of the real estate choices up here are going to require somebody that's duly licensed in both Utah and Idaho, which of course I'm doing. And it's one of those places where sometimes you might want to look at the other side of the border because you might find exactly what you're looking for. So what brings people to Bear Lake? It's the cool waters, it's the beautiful scenery, it's the summertime activities including boating and fishing on the lake, or the rivers, or all the different outdoor adventures, whether you're off-roading or hiking. There are endless things to do here in the summertime. But it's also an incredible place for both ice fishing as well as snowmobiling. It's one of the best destinations in the state of Utah or on that Idaho border to go snowmobiling. Now, real estate prices in this region vary greatly. You can buy properties in the $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 for very small, older properties, but they really go well north of $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 if you're getting something a little nicer. And there are a lot of properties that are north of $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, and even more. Now, as I mentioned, I've driven up there 3 times in the last 8 days. And the question is why. I've met a developer who reached out to me through my YouTube channel, who we've been in talks for many, many months now, and we're getting a development up off the ground that's going to be an incredible development on the west side of Bear Lake, which is where everything is located, and it happens to be on the Idaho side of the border just south of St. Charles, Idaho. This particular development is a ranch that's almost 500 acres in size that we're developing into a master planned community of luxury vacation homes. And we're going to start off with the first set of phases to include 324 home sites with lots ranging from 1/3 acre, half acre, and all the way up to 1 acre lots. The special part about this particular development is this gentleman is actually a world-renowned horse breeder. He actually had his horse run the Kentucky Derby in 2022, known as Classic Causeway. And this particular horse has provided him and afforded him opportunities that he wouldn't have otherwise achieved. And it's given us this opportunity to develop this particular property centered around an equestrian center, stables, a horse breeding ground, but also a massive resort that will be coming there as well in future years. This particular resort will have 500 units of luxury resort style living where those units are sold off individually so you can have fractional ownership in the resort, but also you can have fractional ownership in the horses that are bred there for racing as well. It's kind of one of those unique opportunities that doesn't come along very often. And if you're looking to get in on a development really early, this is the best spot in Utah right now, as we have 1 acre undivided interest lots for sale coming up in just a couple of short weeks. and they're going to be priced well below market value to get this development up and off the ground. And I'll have many videos coming up highlighting this development as we go through this process. It's going to take a full decade to get all the way through the project, but I'll also be sharing so much more about this area, specifically around Bear Lake. So there's a lot to love about this region. I do believe that this is one of those hot spots that's going to turn into a luxury way of life or a very nice vacation home, because the places up north in Jackson Hole and down south in Park City have been incredibly overpriced in recent years, to the point where this has become that next place that might just really take off. So Bear Lake is a beautiful place. You'll see a lot more of that video content coming up on my channel as well. Okay, next up on the list, I'm moving back down to southern Utah, just north of St. George. It's a place called Brian Head. A lot of people that live in Las Vegas or in Southern California will go to Brian Head and go skiing in the wintertime. It's one of those really cool ski resorts that's not that far away from Las Vegas, but it's also got a great opportunity for a second home or vacation home up in those mountains. So if you're looking to avoid the Park City prices and you're looking to have something that's really a great getaway, this could be a premier destination for you. And I do believe this is one of the quietest, most underrated mountain escapes in the state of Utah. And if it's the summertime, you have great access to get into Bryce Canyon National Park, Zion National Park, or bounce over to the other 3 national parks in Capitol Reef, Canyonlands, and Arches. And so who are these properties for? They're for more budget-friendly mountain buyers that are looking for that great escape in the state of Utah without paying Park City prices. They're also for people that want to enjoy both the wintertime as well as the summertime. And I do believe that this is one of Utah's best kept secrets for a wintertime escape and for skiing and for all the things that Utah's known for. Okay, before we cover the last 3 areas that I want to talk about, let's talk about the 5 tips that you need to consider when buying a second home or a vacation home here in the state of Utah. Because let's be honest, buying a second home is a scary and an exciting thing all at the same time, but you've got to know what to do and how to navigate the purchase so that you don't make the same mistakes that so many other people do. And number 1 is location. In real estate, we always talk about location, location, location. Location matters. And so when you reach out to me, I can really help you identify what are the impacts of that location and what are the pros and the cons to make sure that you're picking the right location for you. And buyers, especially if you're reselling this down the road, take that into heavy consideration. And the location, not just geographically on a map, but the location on a mountain itself, or depending on where the shadows are and where the sun is, can make a great impact as to what that property is going to be valued at in terms of resale. So it's really important to understand location in every respect when buying a second home or vacation home in the state of Utah. Next up, you've got to consider what are your options when you're not living there. Are you going to rent it out short-term or long-term? Or are you going to pay a property manager to manage the estate or manage the home while you're not there? Regardless, you've got to consider when you're not living in a home year-round, it's got to be maintained properly and taken care of when you're not there. So the question is, what are your intended goals and who do you need to be putting into contact with to make sure that home is taken care of so that you're there and enjoying it rather than fixing things and dealing with headaches when you're actually spending time there. And next, you need to consider costs. What are the costs of the property itself? Of course, the purchase price, but also what are the maintenance costs, the upkeep costs? Depending on the climate, the elevation, the location of the property is really going to greatly affect how much money you're going to be spending each year in maintenance and repairs to make sure that property is there for you and ready to go on a moment's notice. And next up, we've got to consider the weather. The weather is so different depending on the different areas that you're considering. We want to make sure that you're very aware of what the weather is so that you'll know when you can best take advantage of your property. So weather's a big deal. We want to make sure that we do that research as well. And the last tip I want to kick in here is, should you consider a new construction property or just buy an existing one? Oftentimes, you'll get a better deal buying an existing property, but with today's market conditions, it might be more appealing to go with a new construction option as well. So depending on where you're looking to have that second home or that vacation home, the new construction opportunities are likely going to be there for you as well. And it's going to be helpful to consider both of those options and find out which one is best for you. Okay, next up, let's talk about Moab. Moab is Utah's playground and is the perfect place for those adventure seekers looking for a great opportunity to have a property where they can enjoy the slick rock trails of Moab or the Colorado River or the 2 national parks that are just up the street in Arches and Canyonlands. Moab is a playground. It's a place where people go to play. It's a place where people spend money as well. And it's one of the best places in Utah to own a short-term rental. So if you're looking to rent out your property on a short-term rental basis, it's a great place for that as well, as there are so many different options in terms of adventuring throughout the southern part of the state. And on the way down to Moab, where people come from, there's just not a lot of options around it. So you feel a little more secluded. Therefore, the prices of real estate there have shot up significantly and have become so much more attractive for buyers that are looking for second homes there. Okay, next up, I'm going to talk about the Wasatch Back throughout the state of Utah. On the back side of the Wasatch Front, we have a lot of towns here that I'm going to lump into one big place where people are looking to for second homes and vacation homes. This includes Heber City and Midway, but it also includes places like Mountain Green or Eden up north. These areas along the Wasatch Back have become an extension of Park City where people can actually get something and have the same lifestyle as they can have in Park City without the price. So all of these areas are incredibly popular, and I've helped many people move here already that have purchased in some of these places. It's a really good opportunity. It's something you should consider. And whether you're looking for a cabin or a home, there are options all over the place. And the Wasatch Back is a perfect place for those that want the Park City lifestyle without paying for the Park City price. Okay, next up, this one's a little bit of a sleeper. A lot of people in Utah don't even know this place exists, but that is a place known as Duck Creek Village. This is in the south central part of the state, right there next to Bryce Canyon National Park. And it's an amazing place if you want to have a cabin or a mountain property where you can really get away and hop on the ATVs and explore Mother Nature. Now, I've personally stayed in Duck Creek Village with my family numerous times, and it's one of those premier places in Utah with limitless opportunities for exploring the outdoors, whether it's ATV trails, snowmobiling, the national park right down the road in Bryce Canyon National Park. It's a great place for a mountain getaway and that cabin lifestyle. I also see this as one of those premier places for people that are really into hunting and fishing and just nature lovers in general. It's a really great spot that a lot of people don't really frequent, but it's a really cool spot to explore and get to know Utah in a very different way. And so from mountain cabins to ski towns to red rock retreats to peaceful alpine homes, Utah has something for every kind of second home buyer. But if you don't know the area or what the lifestyle is actually like, it's really easy to buy in the wrong place and to buy the wrong property for you. And if you're looking to purchase a second home or vacation home anywhere in the state of Utah, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. Reach out to us. You can find my contact information in the description below, and you can even click that link in the pinned comment on this and every video to schedule a video call with me to make sure that we can go over your goals and exactly what you're looking to accomplish. This is my favorite thing to do, and if this is the type of content that's really helpful for you, I would love it if you would take some time to just hit that subscribe button, as it helps me so tremendously much get this message out to more people and serve more people just like you. And if you're looking to learn more about life in Utah, check out this next playlist. And until the next video, thanks.